Okay, sharing screen. We'll just get moving here. I think the topic for today was how to get listings using YouTube in-stream ads. And the how to get listings part might have been a little, maybe we didn't need that in there. But mostly what we want to focus on is just YouTube in-stream. It's such a huge opportunity. We've been touching upon it in past sessions here and there. And we just wanted to do a deep dive today. That's kind of why I wanted Jeff here. He's actually, maybe I've run as much as him now. Hey, Jeff, there you are. But Jeff's done a lot on this subject, and I was going to let him present today. So let me make Jeff a panelist. Boom. Okay. And then we'll make sure we can hear his voice, and I'm going to let him drive. Can you hear me, man? Jeff?
I'm waiting for it. My internet was bugging out for a second.
Okay. So do you need any help getting into any accounts, Jeff? I can start talking while you log in and then give you control if you want.
No, well, I'm in the AdWords account, so I should be able to. That's what we're going to be doing the pre-roll stuff, right?
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So that's right, guys. We're going to be talking about YouTube pre-roll ads. Jeff, you can take over whenever you want.
Could you send the invite to me?
That would be helpful.
Great.
No, you just grab it.
Thanks. All
Just
right,
kidding. Sorry.
no problem. You guys good? Can you see?
Yeah, we'll edit this first 2 minutes out of the recording. Everybody else is just on Facebook anyway, so we don't care. They're hardly listening to me.
All right.
All right, Jeff, let's start. I'm going to start by just mentioning, we're assuming that everybody knows what a pre-roll ad is or an in-stream ad. And basically, that's those little skip this ad things that you see on Facebook, on YouTube when you go to watch a video. They're really annoying. But sometimes they have good content, right?
Yeah, and they work.
And they work.
All right, let's get this to load. So, do you want me to just kind of jump in as far as setup goes, or what do you think would be the best thing to cover?
Yeah, well, let's first take a look at some analytics. That's a lot of fun. You know,
Okay.
tell me about what a view is. You know, what how many clicks you can expect. What does a lead cost at the end of the day, depending on your landing page, all that stuff.
Okay. Let me find a campaign that we ran here for a little bit. You know, let me jump in the Rogers stuff. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. All right, so probably about, I don't know, 6 months ago, we were running a couple YouTube campaigns for Roger. And what he did is he created really short, 30-second, punchy video ads that were really interesting for a local targeted viewer. So what we can try to do here is dig up, first of all, try to dig up those videos for you so you can actually see them. But he did an excellent job, and the whole idea here was, you know, people are on YouTube, usually in the evening, and they're just looking to watch some funny videos, be distracted, have a good time. So this is a different style of marketing because they're not expecting to get hit with a local-based real estate ad, right? So what we're doing here is we want to get enough of their attention that they're willing to leave the comfort of their YouTube platform, watching whatever they wanted to watch, and jump over to your landing page or your property listing, or follow a call to action like texting you or calling you, which can work, and it does, and we've done multiple markets here. So it's just another way for getting in front of people. And the other thing here is, regardless of results, regardless of conversions or getting people to text you or call you, this is great for when you have a listing because you can show your seller, hey, I'm doing this for you. And it's pretty cool because they can go on YouTube themselves, and if they're getting the ads displayed to them, they can see that actually actively running, or you can show them an example of it. But you can do it just for the local area. So he was doing it just for Charlotte, North Carolina. And we ran, it was a short test. We did probably about a month or so for him.
Yep.
And it went really well. First of all, he got leads from it. A little more expensive than Facebook, of course, because, again, a different style of marketing, a little bit more disruption. And this should be viewed more as a branding aspect with the bonus of getting leads, is the way I put it, because it just is another way to get in front of your local audience.
So Jeff.
So with all that said, do you want me to show them the video first, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've done is I've chatted Roger's channel over to everybody. Oh, and it looks like you have it there. Roger's channel is a great example. He's probably got 20 videos there for people to dig into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
But you could show that one. I didn't realize you had it right there. So.
There we go. Well, that's a different thing. That's a video that we were running from our channel.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he's active. Here he has testimonials. He's running things about his new construction list. Local properties. His reviews of stuff. He's doing a little, what is that called, embed video with the recording, which is very effective because they're getting to see you, getting to know you. You could even have a video channel going. So outside of YouTube pre-roll that we'll cover here today, this is something that you can do for your websites or your blogs where you're running basically a video update for your list. You could do it weekly, bi-weekly, whatever you're comfortable with. Record a short little glimpse of one of the best properties in the area, one of the best deals, and share that with your audience. Start building that relationship. Use that via email or on your Facebook page as well. It's just a great way to get exposure and get them getting to know you and also seeing you as the expert for whatever your angle is. For him, it's new construction.
Hey, Jeff. Are you able to? I'm noticing that Roger he's doing a lot of videos, but he's got about 30 or 40 views tops on most of them. Could he automatically run his channel or his latest videos in stream somehow? Or is that not a function yet? It'd be really cool.
So just having it serviced, like as he adds videos, it gets serviced onto the in-stream platform?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question. I've actually never researched that. I would imagine the answer is no, because you have to do the manual setup of it.
Right.
But maybe there's some way to have it run as a kind of like a playlist thing. I don't know.
You can run the channel on the banners on the side, which you'll show in a minute, right? And then I'm wondering, and then you can manually change your video on the fly. I did that the other day, right? So if he wanted to, every time he did a new video, he would just change what's running.
Right. Yeah. You can run multiple ads. You can have different ads going, pause one, turn on another. But yeah, the level of what you're talking about, as far as just an automated way, I don't know. I haven't really tried that. So it's something interesting to look into. Actually, if you have a chance, if you want to look at that while I'm just kind of playing around here and I'll show them their video, that would be good to know because we could dive into that.
Yeah.
Let me bring up his video for you guys here so you can see what he did. This part's really important to see how he approached his ad, and then we can show you more of the actual setup piece. All right, so there we go. There's a video. I'm going to play this and let it run for a second.
How would you like to instantly view Charlotte foreclosure and short sale homes for free? Find the best deals available today. Your search starts now. Plus, see every home listed in Charlotte currently. Click foreclosures below for immediate access, and I'll see you on the other side.
Man, that's good.
It's real good, and it's 15 seconds of talking, guys. Any of you can do that, even if you're not comfortable with the video camera.
How would you like to
He had someone professionally help him, of course, but you don't necessarily need to do this. You could do it with your own phone. You can have your friend hold your smartphone in front of you and do it. It doesn't have to be the level of quality that he did here. And you could write down your script, have someone hold the phone and the script in front of you, and just read it. And it's as simple as that. So about 15 seconds of talking. Now let me kind of break this video down to show you what he did to be effective. All right, so I'm going to stop like every few seconds to show you different things he's doing here.
How would you like to instantly view Charlotte foreclosure and short sale homes for free?
Okay, that's huge. Right there, that first 5 seconds is the most important part because after 5 seconds, what's going to happen is they're going to have the skip ad button show up here. So you need to ring them in the very beginning. What he did here is he asked a question. Number one, so he's getting them involved, catching their attention. He brought up local area. He said Charlotte. He said list of foreclosures. Now, foreclosure is going to be the best responsive niche to go for. It just hands down, it's going to get the biggest amount of people interested, clicking, and that kind of thing. But he also ran for new construction, and that did pretty decent as well. So it is possible with other niches. You just might pay a little bit more for those leads if you're okay with that. So first 5 seconds, again, he asks the question and proposes the local list of properties.
How would you like to instantly view Charlotte foreclosure and short sale homes for free?
He also mentioned free, very important. Button comes up right away. So what's going to happen here? Now I set this part up, and we have training to show you how to do all this stuff. And you don't have to get this advanced with it, but if you want to, this is all covered. Everything from the clickable button here and so on. This is showing up at the same time the skip ad is. So now they're kind of given a choice. Am I going to skip the ad or am I going to check out this free weekly list? You know, and you're gonna get a good percentage of people that click on that. All right, let's move on.
Find the best deals available today. Your search starts now.
Okay, nothing too fancy. He's just kind of building off of what he just said, and has some embedded calls to actions.
Plus, see every home listed in Charlotte currently. Click foreclosures below for immediate access.
Okay, another call to action, telling them to actually click. So, ending the video with, hey, go ahead, click this button, or click this link, whatever it is. And then he walks away, and the video goes for about another, I don't know, was it 13 seconds?
I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, so he's going for about 13 seconds. Well, it's less, it's about 5 or 6. So anyways, it's good to have that extra pause so that they have a time to respond. So you don't want to say click the button and then the ad ends. So make sure you have, I would say probably about 10 seconds after you're done talking, where you're walking away towards whatever he just did there is fine. And that gives them enough time to click and respond, especially if they're like juggling 2 different things. Maybe they have another window open and they're like, wait, what's this guy talking about? So they have time to jump back to the YouTube video and click it, okay? Guys, please ask if you have any questions as I go. I'm moving very fast, but again, this stuff is covered in the trainings we'll give you as well. Ryan, anything you want to add?
No, good stuff, man. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking is it might be neat. We don't want to muddle the call to action, but if you didn't want to go out to a capture page, you could go over into the interior tour of the house, link to another video, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can link to another video. You could just have an annotation. It doesn't even have to be a button. It can say, text me at 888 blah, blah, blah for your free weekly list of Charlotte foreclosures to view XYZ property for a VIP private showing of this property, whatever it is. So you can do multiple calls to action. But what I recommend is there's multiple ways to do call to action, but only have one. I wouldn't have like text me, call me, click this button, because then they're not going to know what to do. So keep it very simple and straightforward for them.
Cool.
All right. Awesome. I'm going to check to see if there's any questions. Ryan, if you could.
Yeah, I'm watching, Jeff. I'll let you know. You can keep going.
Awesome.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, guys. So setting up the ad is, this might feel a little bit overwhelming as I go through it because the AdWords platform is a lot more confusing than Facebook is, to be honest. It's not as straightforward. So you're going to need an AdWords account, and you can set that up adwords.google.com and set up your billing and all that stuff. And then you'll go to /video. That'll take you to the pre-roll area where you can set up your ads here. So once your YouTube video is created, again, I recommend putting it on YouTube as well, so you can grab the link. I think you have to, actually. And that way you can also, you get more stats that way if it's your own channel. So use your own YouTube channel and run it through your AdWords account. You can actually link your YouTube account right here. So that's how you do it. And the instructions are very straightforward for that.
Hey, Jeff, we have a question. How much on Roger's campaign for the foreclosures? I remember it being $4 or $5 a lead.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I don't think it was much above $5, maybe $6 at the most.
Do you know if he got any tangible, you probably
Yes.
haven't talked to him in a little while, but did he get any conversations or leads or showings?
He definitely did, and he definitely had a good bit of activity last year. He said he could probably attribute to somewhere around, I don't know, $1.5 million to $2 million in sales doing like ad campaign stuff with us. So,
with us, that's a mix of Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So he was doing a couple things, but he says he didn't track it down to the exact, was it YouTube, was it Facebook? It doesn't really matter because he had exposure in both areas.
And
so
what's
again,
and with the YouTube, this is very much a branding, visibility, trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a listing. This is great for property listings. You don't need to do what Roger did. I'm just showing you that as an example, but you could very simply have, what's the channel for us that I can show them?
It was listing tuber, right? Was that the one we made a few on?
Could you bring one of those up for me while I'm
you got
diving into the stuff here?
Yeah.
So while Ryan finds one of those, setting up a campaign, what you're going to do here is you're going to look for the red button, select campaign, and that'll bring up the screen where you can, first of all, create your campaign name. So this can be anything. This is for internal use. As you can see, I have a bunch of names here. Okay, and this will be video. And your budget, what I recommend is at least $10 a day. You don't want to go much below that because you won't get enough servicing with YouTube. And they actually do favor a little bit of extra spends. In other words, you don't want to have like a very low budget or you might not get the best exposure. So 10 to 20 at the most dollars. And you could set a budget for each property listing you have. Hey, I want to spend $100 tops, or maybe you want to do a little bit more if it's a luxury home or it's going to be a very good sale for you. So you could set your budget a little higher, make a budget, and have it run until all the money's spent. And you can set it and forget it with AdWords, which is a real nice feature. Did you copy that, Ryan?
Yeah, I sent it to everybody.
Okay. So before I dive into the rest of the stuff here, let's pause, and I'm just going to bring up that YouTube channel real quick so you guys can see it.
Yeah, it's great here, Jeff, to just give a few different examples of the kinds of videos. Yeah.
Okay, here's one.
These are awful. They're me.
They're not bad.
5 bedrooms, 3 full baths with awesome views. Just look at those views. If you want more details about this property, such as the asking price, and if you want to see more pictures now, go ahead and click the link you see below. Also, if you want more details...
Pause right there. Ryan says link below. What's going to happen is when it's running on YouTube, they're actually going to create a yellow hyperlink for you at the bottom. You obviously can't see it now, but when it's running, it's going to be a very small link. It'll run right around here. So keep that in mind as well when you create these videos. You want to make sure your banners give enough space so that link is showing. Otherwise, if you have this, like, sorry, if this was drugged down here, you might be covering that link, so you don't want to do that.
On the number you see on the screen, if you're thinking about selling a property in Anna Court Gates or the surrounding areas, you can also call the number on the screen. We'll let you know a little bit more about how you can get ads like this run for your property today. Thanks a lot. Go ahead and click the link for more details about this property, or just call or text them.
Okay, so just a couple things, not to beat up on Ryan here, but just a few things that we could probably add is, again, have probably about a 10-second delay at the end there. And you don't have to go over 30 seconds. So it's not a bad thing that Ryan did, but you can really keep these 15 to 30 seconds real short. Again, punchy, as long as it's a good house or listing or good offer, you'll get people interacting with it.
Yeah.
He's got 2 call to actions here, which is okay because they're kind of related to each other, and we're not getting anyone to click away from this video. Really, we're trying to bring them into either text us or call us so that they can get an ad like this. So it's a good way to either get a client or sell the home. So it's a good play on those annotations. Brian, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I've learned since that 2 annotations at the same time is probably bad form.
Okay.
And then also, just remind everybody, this is very low tech. This is Screencast-O-Matic with 1 picture of a property. You know what I mean? It's just a photo with Screencast-O-Matic over it. And my wife just brought me ice cream for some reason. Thank you, honey.
Well, that's beautiful.
All right, so it's really easy to make a video like this, is the point.
Yeah, definitely. And what's the one software where you can actually create? It'll go through the pictures for you and it'll play music. But I think the downside is you can't do an audio over that. So
Yeah, Animoto.
yeah, scratch that idea because you want to have your voice, if at all possible. If it's just music, it's not really gonna grab their attention. So, all right. So that's just a couple examples of how you can do this. Now you can see from the property listing side and also from the lead gen side. Okay?
And we neglected the biggest one, Jeff. I mean, an actual property tour would be huge if you'll actually
Yes.
go out and take one.
Yeah, and how would you recommend, Ryan, if they were to do that?
Well, just with your phone, walking through the house. Is that?
Gotcha. Okay.
You know,
Just do like a real quick 30-second glimpse of it.
Well,
I'd
yeah.
say try to keep it close to that.
Your best bet is probably going to be to walk through an awfully crappy fixer-upper, because it's just interesting, right? And have a little fun with it. Walk through, say, this is the shiny new hardwood floors, right? Walk through, do a tour, and then your call to action at the end is to get more videos like this and to know about deals in the area. Contact me.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. So going back, sorry for jumping back and forth here. We were talking about budget, so maybe I'll just do $20 a day right now. And bear with me, they're always changing this platform, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything as we go through this. This is all good. We want to remove the YouTube videos part. So I'm sorry.
Search.
We want the YouTube. Yeah, there we go. You want YouTube videos only. Okay. Just to start, and then maybe at some point, if your video is doing crazy well for whatever reason, you could maybe introduce this, but I've never done it, so you should be okay just running with that. Let me choose. This is where you'll put your city or zip code. You can click Advanced Search, and they have real cool targeting here because you could type in Charlotte, and it'll find that for you. You just click Add. Okay, so that's what they consider to be the Charlotte area. You could also do radius targeting if you want to get a little bit outside of it. So you could do Charlotte, 7-mile radius. Search for that. Okay, see, and that doesn't even cover what they consider to be. So maybe we would do 15. Find whatever you're comfortable with, and then you can click Add instead. You don't need both. It's just one or the other. You could also do zip codes. So just type those in. It'll give you areas. Sometimes it might not have a specific zip if it's a very small area or something. City focus is good, and you probably just want to stick with that. And once you're done, you're happy with your location, click Done. This is where your video link would go here. And I'm actually not even going to save this. I'll just show you old campaigns then. You put your video link in there, and let's see here. Yep. Mobile bid, this is if you want to show up on mobile phones or not. If you don't want to show up on mobile phones, keeping in mind that it might work out better for you or it may not. Depends what your call to action is. For example, if it's text me and they're watching that, they might just, grab the number and go ahead and text you right away. But if it's like if you're trying to get a lead gen play, it might not be the best because the mobile phone just doesn't do as well. So you might want to just stay away from that if you have a specific budget, and just go after the desktop instead. To do that, you would do decrease by 100. It's a weird way of doing it, but that's how you would avoid having mobile. Okay. You can set your start date and then end date as well, so you don't go over any specific time frame or budget. And you can create a custom schedule, which is nice too. Like I said, you're probably going to get a little bit of a better response in the evening, about 6 p.m. to maybe 10 or so. It's going to differ for your area, so test it. And maybe start out with no ad scheduling for now. I'm sorry, ad scheduling for now, and then you can change that once you see what your results are.
Hey, Jeff.
So you can pick specific days and time.
I just had a fun idea. Why not run it for I don't know. So you could have an ad that runs, because it's all about the pattern interrupt, right? The first 5 seconds. So right. I guess you could schedule these things to show up before the TV show that night. And say like, before you watch AGT.
Yeah, man, that's a great idea. It's creative, and it just kind of enters their world a little bit more by doing something like that.
Hey, before you watch AGT, watch this foreclosure tour. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I think it's a great idea to test. That's awesome. All right, and that's about it for this part. You can limit. That's probably the only other thing you want to do here. I'm sorry. There's views and there's conversions. I found that conversions, if you're going for the conversions, actually does convert a little bit better, but it's not a huge difference. So you could run one of each if you want. It really doesn't matter that much. So whichever you choose is fine, to be honest with you. And to limit this campaign, for example, maybe you want your ad only to show to people twice a day. You don't want your ad just like showing up every single time they watch a video and pissing them off. Your goal is to get them to take action. So, if they're on YouTube a lot, maybe the first day they see your video 2 times, they're not really interested, but on the next day, on Thursday, whatever it is, they come back to YouTube and they see your ad again. And so they're willing to take action. I think for marketing purposes is about 3 to 7 times that they see something before they take action. So it's good to have a few impressions for each person, but probably want to limit it to getting a broad net as well. So you're not just advertising to the same people. That'll help to limit that. Once you're happy with all your settings, you click Save and Continue. I'm going to exit out of here and just show you some of our old campaigns now, things we've done. Any questions so far?
I just want to bring up a few points. I'll bring up a few points and then a few questions. You skipped over the targeting part, but there is an option to retarget using this. I think we have some content about that. So you could be building a list and only show it to an audience of people visiting your site. Yep. How do you select? This drove me nuts too, Bert. Bert's asking, how do you select YouTube from AdWords? It's absolutely infuriating, right, James?
Yeah.
You want to show everybody how to run a video ad? It's
So you're saying which part?
you can't. You need to. You don't pick all online campaigns. You pick video campaigns on the left. But when you first sign in, it's always way down on the left, on the bottom, right?
I gotcha.
On the bottom left, Bert. So when you go into your AdWords, look down and it'll say video ads, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the dash. I always just do the link. So I just do adwords.google.com/video.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I did it.
Great.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, all video campaigns.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Because look where it is. I remember sitting there one day just about to cry. And then Rob's asking a great question about mobile. Most of his traffic is from mobile. Do you have any ideas of examples of good YouTube videos for mobile ads? And the only thing I have, and I'll let you jump in, Jeff, is, as Jeff said, maybe a cell number. But if you're going to do a URL call to action, make sure it's really easy to remember, like PhiladelphiaForeclosureList.com, so they can go and type it right in.
Yep, great call.
Yeah, and just redirect that.
And they'll remember too. So what if they forget? Their favorite video comes on, they just saw your ad, but they're so much more likely to remember your link. Maybe 3 hours later, they're like, oh yeah, I wanted to go check out that property. So you'll just have that. It'll be more memorable. You get more people taking action because of that as well.
So Rob, I know for you this is easy. Just buy like a vanity domain name from GoDaddy and forward it to whatever your property search page is.
And I think that was covered in week 1 or 2 for you guys.
Cool.
Anything else?
Just a question about recording. Yes, this is recorded. It'll be placed on realestatetrafficschool.com and in the Reticulous members area. And that's it, Jeff.
Cool, thanks. Yeah, and again, the stuff I'm going over here today, it's like drinking from a fire hose the first time. It does take a couple of times to go through it. So the videos that we created for you do show the step-by-step process as well. This is just introducing you to it and seeing if it's something that jives with you and you want to try out for your market. All right, so let's go back. Where were we here?
All right, we're going to see.
I'm glad this is happening. It drives me nuts. I don't know why they always switch back to the last 7 days, which makes no sense because you want to see the results for today, right? But for whatever reason, they want to show you the last 7 days. So when you create your campaign for the first time, you want to make sure that this covers today. See that Sunday to today or Monday to today, because if not, it's going to look like you're not getting any activity and you're going to be like, what the heck? So just a heads up on that. I'm just going back to all time so I can see all the results here. And that's fine, I'll just use this one. So videos will show up here. That'll happen as soon as you create your, actually no, let's go to ads first. This will show up after you create your campaign, this section here, okay? And you'll see that it's approved once they go through. Be careful as well. This is AdWords, this is Google. They're a lot more strict. So when you're sending them to a landing page of any sort, it's got to have good navigation, privacy policy, terms of service, about us. It's got, it can't just be a lead pages page with no navigation. You'll get flagged, it won't work, trust me. So make sure that you're using your brokerage site, for example, is a good way to go. You'll be safer that way. A Google Plus page can also work. So there's different ways to get around that. All right. So the targets, what would happen is it will take you into an area where you can create your targets. Sorry, I'm jumping around here to find it. Okay, so that's the targets tab. If I go to targeting group, this is what will come up next for you. And again, this is for internal use. So you can name this whatever you want. You can set your max cost per view. So typically what I like to do is somewhere in between these. And typically you're not going to be spending this much. I've never seen it unless you're in a very, very expensive market, maybe like San Francisco or something. But it's usually going to be somewhere in between. So maybe 30 cents to start. You probably won't spend that per view. It'll just make sure that you're getting the best exposure, and you'll see over time what your actual cost per view is. More than likely, it's going to be below 20 cents. So it's a great, pretty cheap way to get those views. What a view is, that means that somebody's watched your entire video. So Google actually tracks that. They'll have impressions, meaning that it's been served to people, and there'll be views, which means they actually watched it from beginning to end. Not always a bad thing if you're not getting full views, especially if you have call to actions, like going to a page, because you want them to leave before the end of the video. So if you have good conversions and low views, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means people are taking your requested action. For targeting here, you can select ages, you can deselect if you don't want to go for a certain age group. Probably 18 and 24 would be a good thing to consider deselecting if you want to do that. I usually keep the rest of this stuff as is. And now we have interests. So this is what I would do when creating your ad groups. Have one that's focused on interests, and have one that is going to be focused on what's called topics. So I could call this test group interests, and I would do the same process, except I would set it up for targets, and I'll show you both topics. I'm sorry. I'll show you what both look like here in a second. So let's start off with interests. What we do here is we can drill down and find out what might be related to our video. So of course, real estate, you can just click add, and it'll put it into this drop box here. You can also drill down. If you don't want to show it for specific things, you can choose. As you can see, it really gives you a lot of detail, and you can choose specific things within real estate. I usually just select all real estate. Home and garden is another good one. And again, you can drill down, because there's some stuff that might not be as relevant to what you're doing. But consider, if people are looking up stuff like this on YouTube, it means they're probably homeowners, so it doesn't hurt to have it selected. What this means here, when you're doing interests, that means that somebody expressed an interest in your topic in the past. It doesn't mean that, it means for however long they've been going onto YouTube, they've watched at some point videos about real estate, videos about home and garden. Topics, on the other hand, is when they're actually actively watching that video. So that would mean your video would only display to people that are watching videos right now about real estate or watching videos right now about home and garden. But as you could imagine, your serving rate is going to be a lot lower with topics, because there's going to be a lot less people that are actively searching for real estate related videos. So I usually go with interests if I want to get a broader net and to get more exposure faster. But there's nothing wrong with topics, because you would probably get better conversions and response that way, especially if someone's watching real estate related videos right now and your ad shows up to them. They're more likely to be a buyer or seller, right? So that's the mindset behind that. And there's a couple more areas that I can click here, and you can do your own research too. I usually just go with the same things here. Under financial services, there's insurance. I can choose home insurance. Under financial planning, and sorry, there might be something else here. Banking services. Yeah, credit and lending, and there's mortgage right here. And I think that's about really all that I usually ever do with these. My videos that I record, you'll find for this week as well, I think go into this a little bit more detail in case I did miss anything. That's about it. You can do your own search, just try all the different drop boxes, see if there's anything that I missed. Click done when you're ready to go. Now it'll be the same. You'll save this, and that will create your interest-based group. Then come back in, do the same thing, but do it for topics, right? And this time, what you would do is you'd remove that interest, so you wouldn't want these to be here for this ad group.
Was engaged a status? A demographic?
No, I don't think it was.
Okay,
No.
I was just curious. Yeah.
No. But yeah, it said married, right?
That's
Or yeah, parental status. So.
parental's good, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so when I'm doing topics, same exact idea. Drop downs are all basically the same. Okay, so that's all there really is to setting up your two different targeting groups that you'll go for. I'm going to back out now and just show you what it looks like with stats. So as you can see, over time I started running to interest, probably again for the reason I said I wanted more exposure faster. Wasn't getting as much with topics would be the reason I probably did that. And you can see it breaks it down by age and the max cost per view, the impressions that you're getting for those age groups, the view rate. It was all pretty much standard across the board except for the 55 to 64. So maybe I'd consider, like I did here, pausing them. And it looks like I paused 65 plus as well. So you kind of create your own rules as far as I don't want my view rate to be below X, and then pause the ones that are not serving at that. You can find your total cost here as well.
So
Google has
10,
nice drop downs here. You can compare views, total costs, you can see your average.
So this is real estate, right? So if you can make a video, you could try this, but if you get a video and you can get 1 in 10,000 people at 10 cents a view to take an action and eventually buy from you, these are pretty cheap numbers if your video is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. That's how you look at all the different stats. You click on each targeting group, kind of drill down, see what's going on. Looks like parents served a little bit better. Gender, I think, is pretty even. No, females were serving better for this. But again, this can vary based on your area, so make sure you test it for a little while for your own. Under the settings tab here, as well, this is where you can change your budget anytime. You can change your locations. You can also do the, like I mentioned, the ad scheduling. Maybe once I see what my stats are, I can go in here and the way you would do that is look at when your leads are coming in throughout the day, right? So if you're getting a higher lead flow between the hours of 6 and 9 o'clock p.m., start running your ads only at that time if you have a specific budget. That's how you would figure that part out. And that's about it, guys. This is where you do the edits. But as we mentioned, you can run basically as many video ads as you want, and you can come in and pause and turn on different ads as you want right here at the tab. Let's say I had a few ads running. I can click here anytime and pause it. And if I only want to have like 1 or 2 ads going at a time, and it'll save all your different ads here in this dashboard, so you can view them all and keep them separate. But what I'd recommend is if you're doing different property listings, create a different campaign for each, just to keep it clean and easy to follow.
Cool.
Okay, that was a lot, guys. Where are we at with questions or any other feedback?
The only other question was, how do we get to be the promoted suggested on the right side? And I thought that was part of this process, isn't it?
The promoted, I think that's related to the search, which is, honestly, I haven't done that part because the in-stream is showing within the video itself, right? Let me dive in real quick.
You kind of toggled that off, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
There's an option when you're setting up your ad. We can just give the answer real quick, Jeff. Bert.
Search, right? Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day. And they're going to want you to upload a banner, right? And create the copy and all that stuff.
Right. So we stick with in-stream because just from what I've heard from other advertising agencies, people that do this for clients in different industries, that kind of thing, they usually stick with the in-stream. It's more effective. You're going to get a better cost per view and all that stuff as well.
So Jeff, I just want to bring up, thank you, by the way. This has been great. I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
So a couple more applications that came to mind. I see Adam's on today, who sells on the Jersey Shore, for example. If you have people coming from another area, so for Adam, you could be running this in just Philly. If you're in Florida, you can run your in-stream ads up in Canada, right? Maybe show specific inventory that would appeal to those people. I've seen people, the ideas come up. If you have a selling offer, like I'll buy your house if you don't sell it in 30 days, or some kind of really good hook, this is probably a wonderful place to display the video for that, right?
Yeah, try different things, guys, because it's a fun way to get, in a different way to get in front of people. The video just has a different type of, it draws a user in a different way than text would, or like a written ad. And they're getting to see you and your face, and so try out some unique things that maybe you couldn't really convey with your personality with text, but you can have a little fun here and try different things that help people to connect with you, and get to know you a little bit better in the ad.
Yeah, interview your mortgage lender about rates and first-time buyer programs. Get both of you going to hang out. That's an easy way to produce a video.
Do a testimonial. You and the person sitting there for 15 seconds. Roger helped me sell my home for the full asking price within 30 days, and I recommend him for your Charlotte home, whatever. And here's the number to text me or call me to set up an appointment.
Yeah. Cool. So I don't see any more questions, Jeff. I think we're pretty good to go. Does anybody have anything else? Okay. Well, I guess we're free. We're free to go, Jeff. Everybody enjoy. Please do take a video and run an in-stream ad. It's only going to take you a few minutes, and it'll be a lot of fun.
All right.
See you later.
Brian, you